Hey guys, it is after Colossalcon. It's been probably, I think, 2 weeks now, a week, I don't even remember. Time has flown, and yeah, so, yeah, maybe that'll help a little bit. So I'm sorry if you hear any background noise. It's coming from the TV, from the living room. Um, yeah, I just wanted to record this while I remembered because I have a lot of stuff I have to work on for Colossalcon, and I definitely want to get this video out before I start forgetting even more things, because I know I already do. So, Colossalcon, yeah. Let's just say Colossalcon to me is now known as PanelCon, because I did panelist freaking suicide. I did 5 panels. I'm just happy that they weren't all in one day. And they were all done before the masquerade, so I didn't have to worry about anything after the masquerade, and I didn't have to worry about anything Sunday, which is kind of the first since I started doing panels. So, we got there Thursday. Friends came over Wednesday night, stayed at my house. I was busy working on panels and costume stuff. And then Thursday, we were still working on costume stuff, trying to get my armor done, and I didn't end up getting it done, so we left anyway. We had to go pick up another one of our friends, RJ, because his car broke down the day before because he had came to drop off money to me for the hotel so I could put it in my bank account, which I never did. At least not until after the con. But so we had to go pick him up, and then we drove. Surprisingly, this time it only took us like 2 hours. Last time it took us near 4. I think that's because there's a lot of construction, and it took our GPS took us a really kind of weird way. So this time the trip up was nice. I mean, it was kind of rainy. I was tired, but we got there okay. The hotel room was a bit different than it was last year. We stayed at the same place we had the year before, but this room was slightly smaller and the beds were slightly smaller, but we still had enough space put up there, mattress thankfully. So yeah, that was interesting. But we all got there, we unloaded, we had to make a run to Walmart, and we had to run because we had a panel at 7, we had to go get our badge, and the line was long, so we just went to the panel people, talked to them. I mean, we eventually got our badges, whatever, it didn't really matter. So we did our So You Want to Make a Skit panel, which is about um, coming up with skit ideas, writing dialogue, submitting that you want to do a skit, and, just stuff like that. Went pretty well. There was more people this time than we had at OhioCon. Actually, no, wait, no, they probably were about the same. But so I mean, it was nice. We did get a couple questions, so we managed to talk for the appropriate amount of time. I just felt like we went really fast because we were all really nervous. So I think we need to come up with more stuff to talk about, or do a few more activities or something to get our idea across. But I mean, that went pretty well. I actually did a Pirate Roxas cosplay from Kingdom Hearts. It's been something my friend Sam and I have been wanting to do forever. So we finally just decided to do it, and actually, pretty much all of my stuff is coming from Charlie, my LARP version. Pants, the boots. I found a belt and a shirt at Goodwill. I've had my Roxas wig for years. I just never really had a use for it, except for a few casual photo shoots. So I was really happy to have a use for them. Sam made a little bangle thing for me, and I cut a strip of fabric from my Pura scarf and used that as the headband. And I mean, it wasn't overly popular. Not very many people kind of put together who we were. A couple of people did, which was nice. Sorry. A couple people knew who we were, so they made comments. Mostly just because Sam won his Axel, so it's a little bit easier to tell. Um, but yeah, so I mean that was fun. It was nice just kind of having a low key, easy to wear costume that I didn't really have to worry about. Yeah, so after the panel, we just went back to our room because I still had panels to finish for Saturday. No, for Friday. And Saturday. I don't know. I had panel stuff to work on, and I had costume stuff to work on. But, I had so much stuff to work on with my costume. I didn't have the top done and had the armor done, which I needed to paint and everything. But, Momo saw how stressed out I was getting and just told me not to worry about it because her costume isn't quite where she wants it to be either. So we're just like, okay, you know what? We'll just throw whatever I can together for the skit on Saturday. Not gonna worry about wearing it around. I'm not entirely happy with a lot of the pieces, so I'm hoping to redo them for Ikasucon. But if I don't get to do that, then I will do it for um, Glass City or Midori. Definitely Midori because we're doing a Ruby group. I mean, I have some of the armor and stuff pieces done that are functional. I just have to make a few tweaks to them. Um, the bottom leg armor I had to completely redo. I have a couple of ideas of ways to do it, but I feel bad for wasting so much work. But the good thing is, the only bad thing is some of it actually still has paint on it, but eh. But some of it doesn't, so I can probably just rip that apart and, mold that back together. Anyway, so, I was just working on stuff, whatever. Friday, actually, we didn't have to be there overly early, so we kind of slept for a while. I had to get up early because I needed Sam to help me do my makeup for Raven. I did the Curse Mark Raven again because, to be honest, that's probably one of my favorite costumes just because I love Raven and I love doing Raven, but I like doing this other version of her because it's kind of something more of the actual, like, I don't want to say more hardcore fans, but you really have to have seen the show to know. So, I still got recognized and everything, which was fun. I basically just spent most of my time that Friday morning just kind of walking around to dealers. I hung out with one of our friends that actually ended up going and didn't tell us, so it was fun seeing him. We chilled. Um, I had to change, it took me, actually, it only took me 20 minutes to take off all the crayon stuff. Surprisingly, normally it takes me a lot longer, but I scrubbed it all off in time for the in-character contest because I had to change into Charlie, my LARP version. I did the contest. It was a lot of fun. I kind of made a couple friends, which was cool. There wasn't really anybody that was there from the year before. I was kind of one of the senior people because I've done it for the past 2 years. So I've seen the way they did it before and the way they do it now. So I was just trying to do my best to help people kind of get the idea of what we're doing and try to keep everybody kind of chill and kind of happy. It was a lot of fun. Tendencies were great as always. It's Zach and Jin, so you can never go wrong with them. But I made it through the first round, which really had me surprised because almost all the people that were there were really good. They were so spot on with their characters. It was a lot of fun, except for the fact I literally have never played Dungeons and Dragons in my life, so I kind of just didn't do that great on the second round. So I didn't make it any farther, which actually worked out in my favor because I had my Teen Titans panel after the in-character contest, so I had to run back out to the car, grab all my stuff for Raven, and my stuff for my casual, normal Charlie, run inside, change real quick, and then I had my Teen Titans panel, which was phenomenal. We had a bigger room this year, which was nice, and we had it pretty much packed. Not the entire time, of course, because people come and go for other panels or whatnot. But we had it pretty full for a good majority of the time. It went really, really well. Um, I did my normal spiel, talking blah 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 blah. We had a lot of good interactions. It was a lot of fun. It's just like the audience was really great. I already had told them that I was actually really excited for the panel, and coming off of the character contest, I was still kind of happy and kind of had that energy going. So I told them that I'm not quite Raven right now because I have to be more entertaining to keep you guys happy because it's a lot more interesting that way. And it was great. It was so much fun. And then we watched one of the episodes from Teen Titans where the first technical chronological episode where all the Titans get together, and it was a lot of fun. Had some commentary. It was fantastic. And then one of the guys came up kind of before that and was talking to me about things about the panel, and I had people come up afterwards saying how much they liked the panel, which was really awesome for me. But I couldn't stick around that long, unfortunately, because right after that panel, I had my Supernatural panel. So I gave my friends my computer, had them run down to the panel room for me, and I booked it to the bathroom, changed, went back. Oh my god, our Supernatural panel. Okay, the panel went fantastically. It being 1 year since we started it, it has come a very, very long way. But one of the more kind of key points for me was this beautiful being. Schlady is visual songstress, my dean, first blade wielder. Her sister, she was kind enough to make us shirts, and we gave some away as prizes. And we actually had other prizes. We had buttons, we had prints, we had the shirts, and it was just awesome. But it sucked because last year they gave us a bigger room. But I guess there was some other supernatural panels that they gave later times, and they gave them the bigger rooms. So I'm guessing they were thinking we weren't going to have that many people because they gave us a room definitely not built for how many people we had. We had like 175 people in this kind of tiny room. There were a lot of people standing around the edges the entire panel. We had some come up and sit, and once people left, kind of through the halfway point or the spoiler point, they filled in the seats, but we still had people standing like the entire panel, and I felt so bad. But my God, the panel went flawlessly. People were laughing, they were getting the jokes, we were having fun. was teasing Dean. We had Rowena sitting in the front row, giving us crap the entire time. And, you know, we had some of our other friends there, Gabe and Cass and the Impala and everybody. It was just fantastic. And I'm so happy with how this panel has turned out, because when I first started doing it by myself as a purely trivia panel, I mean, it was great for me, but I wanted to do more, but it's hard to do it when you're by yourself. Having the addition of my Dean and her friends too, because her friends are amazing people, and they've been nothing but amazing and fantastic, and I'm so grateful to have them all, because they've all been very, very helpful. Our Cass, well, whose nickname is Styles, she's helped with a couple trivia questions and ideas. The Impala, which is Schlady, made the shirt. She's a huge, you know, she's always there for our panels, and she's kind of one of our support systems. She's definitely one of the rocks that keeps us kind of like chilled, um, you know, and Gabe and everybody, like, has turned into a thing, and it is real, and I'm very, very happy with how it's going. Um, yeah, and I'm really excited for how it went. It went fantastically. I was just mad at my computer because it was kind of refusing to cooperate near the end, but it was still so much fun, and I kind of wish we can go back to that, because it was just so great. And then we gave away the prizes. It was awesome. Yeah. And then after that, we had to go back to the room because I needed to work on my stuff for the next day, because I had 2 panels to finish, as well as my costume for Pyrrha, or like, you know, what I could get done, and I didn't end up working on Pyrrha at all. I was so exhausted. I worked on my K-pop panel for a while and I passed out. Yeah. So Saturday was interesting. We had the masquerade run through for skits at 8 a.m. And of course, Tech had forgotten us yet again for the second year in a row, and this time it took them a solid like 45 minutes to get there. So, but I mean, which was fine for me. I just sat plugged into the wall working on my panels, so it was fine. And then Kinkiadu cosplay, Steven and CJ and all of them came, and they kind of sat with us, and we talked for a good long while about just some of the skits that they were doing, past skits we've seen, some of the skits that were going on, and we just had a fun time. It was a lot of fun because none of us were awake. And I don't know, it was just a lot of fun, and Steven enjoyed making Momo crack up and squeak, and it was just hysterical. But it's just kind of infuriating because one of the dance skits, they decided they were going to use strobe lights, which I have a aversion to. They make me incredibly sick, where I don't get seizures per se, I get really, really nauseous, and on some occasions I do almost throw up. And CJ actually does have a really bad reaction too. I think she might even get seizures or something really close to it. So, you know, we weren't very happy about it, especially because they didn't even warn us. And then they asked us, should we, you know, say a warning? And they were going to. We started yelling from the floor saying, no, you guys can't do that. Even just telling people to look away, people are still going to get sick because they can still see the lights even if they're looking down or through their eyelids. So they said they weren't going to use them. And then they practiced the skit again. And then we finally got to run through ours, which, you know, eh. Um, so as soon as the run through was over, I went out, sat down in the hallway, and I worked on panels. Um, yeah, that was interesting. I did manage to get most of the stuff done for the Markiplier panel, which I could. K-pop panel, I had most of the stuff done already. I managed to get done what I could get done. We went and did our Markiplier panel, which went better than I thought it would. I wished I had more time to have actually worked on the panel, but a lot of people already kind of know all the basic information. So, I mean, it was still a lot of fun because, you know, you're just talking about some of the games, we played some clips, and people were laughing. Again, we were in a kind of really small room, so we had people around the edges and almost in the doorway at every single moment. I felt bad because I had to have to constantly keep telling people, you can't be by the door, it's a fire hazard, you have to come in and sit down, and there really wasn't much space. So, I mean, we still had fun. We actually made a video for Markiplier, which was really, really cool. I posted that already on YouTube, so check it out. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Shortly after that, Momo and, you know, her friends had their League of Legends Jeopardy panel, which was insane. They stuck a League of Legends panel in probably the smallest panel room ever. We literally moved all the chairs to the sides, sat them down on the floor, and there was still not enough space for everybody. It was insane. And then one of the staff guys, when he heard that, came running. And, you know, technically, you know, we still had been a fire hazard, but he didn't have a problem with it because it was their fault for scheduling it that way. So he apologized and said if they came back to do that panel again, they would definitely get a bigger room. So as soon as that panel was over, we ran across the hall. I did my K-pop panel, named that tune. Went a lot better than I thought it was. People, oh my god, some of these people just know the song so well. Like 3 seconds into a song part, like a song clip, they would know and they would answer, and it was insane. Um, I do need to change the trivia a little bit because those are kind of tricky, but I'm hoping people will start giving me more suggestions on groups and things, songs to include on the actual name that tune part. And I do want to include a dance section too, because I do a lot of dancing. Granted, it's mostly girl generation, but I can learn fast, especially if it's just small parts. So I'm hoping to get that in there next time I do the panel. But I mean, despite all that, it went really well. My computer, the poor computer, was running for several hours, pretty much all morning since like 7 a.m. through that time. So it had been running for a very long time and got really overheated. So it kept kind of not working right. And then I think I hit the audio box or something because the audio went out for a while. And we got it back on and running. So I mean, despite all that, the panel went really, really well. Then as soon as the panel was over, we went back to the hotel room, tried to throw my top together for Pyrrha, which did not work at all. I was so upset because my skirt and my scarf was done. I didn't have anything else really done. We fixed the wig and everything, but I was just so disappointed. So I was kind of down the entire time because my top was pinned together. It didn't fit right, and I just felt like I looked awful. And I could tell people were judging me because I was in the masquerade, but I didn't have time. Being a college student and working full time right now, I just didn't have the time to finish it. And I still might not have the time to finish it for Colossalcon, so I might have to drop that yet again, and do Tutu or Gara or somebody else in her place. Moon, which has me upset, but hopefully that means I can actually sit down and take the time to do it right, because I completely want to redo everything that I made, basically, save for a few parts. But, so yeah, we went to the masquerade. It was a lot of fun. All the skits were really good. All of the cosplays entered in the contest were fantastic. It's just really cool, considering he wasn't wearing a whole lot as Pyrrha. But, it went really, really well. And, so yeah, that was fun. We went back to our room, changed into rave clothes. We actually went to Sonic. Normally I have a panel for right after the masquerade, but not having one this year was fantastic because I have been craving Sonic, and we all really wanted to go the entire convention. So that was like what we wanted to do all weekend. So we went to Sonic. I felt bad for them because we kind of spoiled them with food and stuff, but they came out. The food was great. Um, yeah, and we actually sat in the car. We folded Momo's seats down in her van, so we had like a table going in the back, and it was hilarious because we had Momo, Choice, Pumpkin, Sam, and I, plus RJ and our friend Cricket, who joined us, and it was just fantastic because we were just sitting in the back. We just had a lot of fun. I should have learned after going to Sonic. I should have just stayed in the hotel room and went to bed, but I'm like, no, I can handle it. Yeah. We ended up going to the rave for a little bit, which I didn't even dance. Normally, I love to dance, even at raves, because even though I don't know how, I still will. I didn't this time at all. I just stood there. I had a huge headache. I was just ready to go the instant we got there, but I didn't want to leave right away because we had just got there, and I told them I was going to go. So we stayed for a little while. We ended up walking over to the arcade room, and we're walking around watching people play games and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. Then it got to the point where I was literally falling asleep on my feet, so we left, and we crashed. Sunday morning, it was interesting because none of us had any panels or anything to do. We all kind of slept in, but I still got up at a pretty early hour, packed up all my stuff. Um, yeah, and then it was just a matter of getting everybody else awake and getting all our stuff packed. We still left the hotel room early, but not nearly as early as I was hoping because I wanted to get to the dealer's room and go to the flea market that was going on. I actually did end up getting some things. Um, got this earring necklace actually off of a cosplayer that I know. I just cannot remember her name for the life of me right now. But I know I've seen her around as an N and a couple other characters before. And I also got, I've got 2 of these. I gave one of them to my father for Father's Day, early Father's Day present. But it's the Millennium Falcon by the Chalk Twins because I saw it and I instantly fell in love with it. And each con I kind of have a theme that I go for when it comes to stuff I want to buy. Sometimes I've had Supernatural, or I have just pop vinyls, or Attack on Titan even. And this time I really wanted to get something Star Wars because I knew with the new movie coming out there's going to be a lot more stuff available. And I saw this and I had to get it. And it actually wasn't that badly priced either. So like I said, I got one for my dad for an early Father's Day present, but I'm really happy with it because it's really, really cool. So yeah, we also visited the Shock Twins like Friday or something. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I ended up doing kind of a casual Kim Possible on Sunday because I thought I had a black turtleneck. It was navy blue, but you know, details. Yeah, so I ended up just kind of wearing that around. Ran into some more friends, said goodbye to everybody, and then we left. Had to drop off people, you know, going home. When I got home, I didn't unpack for like 3 days because I was so lazy and so tired. And going back to work right after the convention on Monday was not fun at all. And then, of course, you know, if you guys haven't heard, I've been sick, and it has just not been that pleasant. Yeah, I should probably go. This is turning into a longer video than I thought it would, and I'm sorry. Okay, bye guys.